So what are we doing today?
So we're going to take you for a little bit of a different journey. So those of you who are just following, or those of you who are new friends, may not know, but I am obsessed with saltwater fish tanks. Obsessed. I am, and I will admit it, a water snob. I think freshwater fish can survive in your toilet with no prep, no maintenance, no love. Mind you, if you love them, they're beautiful. But I really think that marine tanks are just above and beyond anything that freshwater can ever compete with. So, hate me, love me for that comment, whatever.
Nobody who's seeking out this video is going to be a freshwater snob
Yeah.
that's judging saltwater. I feel like saltwater people is a stronger community. I feel like once you go over to saltwater, there's more to it.
There's more to it. So if you're a little bit more interested in things like science and stuff, this is a really wonderful thing. The beauty of a marine tank is it can be super small or super huge. So you can really work with the space that you have and the budget that you have. But imagine going to Cuba or the Dominican and going snorkeling and seeing a powder blue or an Achilles tang or a coral banded shrimp and go home and put that in your living room as a lasting reminder of how fabulous that vacation is. And it is doable. So it's very exciting. So we are going to try to merge a previous YouTube channel that I had. I only put up a few videos back in the day before YouTube was cool. It was just the easiest way to share bigger videos with friends. So we're going to try to merge them so you can kind of see some of the things that I kept, not all. But it's kind of interesting to see the different things you can get. So,
And this channel is going to be starting completely from scratch. So it's going to be really neat that we have a tank literally just started. The rock just went in.
yep,
It's cycling now.
it's cycling now. So what we're going to do in this is a 40-gallon tall tank, just your basic tank. And basically what we're going to do in this is we're getting this ready for seahorses. So we're doing Erectus is what we're going to do here. So they're the user-friendly, captive bred, they eat mice and shrimp, very unique and easily sexed. So our goal is to get a male-female pair. They're actually monogamous, if I said that right.
Yep, close enough.
So they bond like intensely for life. Their life is very short, like 1 or 2 years, but still they bond so well that if one of their mate dies, a lot of the times they will not go and find another mate. So it's also very romantic. So this tank we're going to do is going to be built for horses in mind. So everything is going to be for them. So this is not the light that we're going to be using. It's just kind of like we have this for growing our garden seeds, and I just kind of plugged it in because it's easier to see. So we're going to be aquascaping this for seahorses. This is not something you have on your marine tank. I just am super impatient. I want to aquascape now, and I don't want to wait for it to settle, the water to settle from the sand. So I'm just using this to kind of clear up the cloudiness and cheat. So one thing that I do have here, which I'm not, like, we haven't had it plugged in long enough, it's been 24 hours, but is this lovely pump. You can see here I have leaves in my bucket. But it's a wave maker. And so this here is programmable. It can do random, pulsing. So we just bought the one to kind of test it out. It is super cost effective, which is important sometimes when you get into this hobby. Especially for us where I have my money kind of divvied elsewhere, that we want to make sure it's kind of cost effective. So this is for a nano tank, which is very important to note. This is not, if this was just going to be a regular reef, this would not be sufficient. So seahorses need a little bit less flow. So we will have this one, and then we are going to get another one that will probably be about midway through here. And then it'll be really cool when we get them, because what you're going to notice when I program it is this water will go like this. And it's very cool to see, especially when you get the flowing corals and everything in here. You can actually see that. Animals love it. And it kind of mimics their natural environment a little bit more. So kind of what we got here is we got some rock. So we're going to aquascape it. We are going to end up adding to it a little bit later with hitching posts for our seahorses. But mostly what this is going to end up being is just the base to build up on corals. So what I'm focusing on here, there will be some LPS, that is seahorse seed, that will have like the favias and acants and stuff. Not frog spawn or anything. And then we will also have things like the montiporas, which will create that shelf. Some photosynthetic gorgonians, which are really beautiful, and they have that beautiful branch. And other things like that, leather corals, cabbage corals, mushroom corals, just to kind of get the color, because I love the reef tanks. The colors, they're beautiful, and it'll give a more natural vibe for the horses to hitch to, because I'm not a super fan of putting artificial things in a marine tank.
Mm-hmm.
Marine is too beautiful to waste on these pretend things. Just not for me.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do, so basically...
So we did a lot of research into find things that were safe, so that we can do like everything be actually biological and safe and a good ecosystem, because that's what we want to do. We thought about our main event, so to speak, our seahorses, and then we want to create a world around them.
Exactly, and they are very specific in their requirements and like their vulnerabilities, so you have to be very careful with how we're stocking them. So we're going to basically do everything that is catered to them, even though they are sometimes very hard to keep. They don't live long. So this could be a short-term tank. Like, we could get them and they die the next day, which is the hazard of saltwater when you bring it in. It could also live for 2 years. They could also breed in captivity, which is exciting. And then maybe we have unlimited seahorses, which would be so cool.
And we'll do a video, strictly speaking, about seahorses and their requirements. But this video today, I figure we kind of needed, I saw that Jessica was doing a setup, and I really did want to grab a before shot, just so that you see, how bare things start. And, you see a lot of really beautiful saltwater tanks, and they don't start that way. So this is, you build them one step at a time.
Yeah, and it's, this is probably, like, I've just started. I don't have a lot of rock to work with because you will find a lot of people have specific tastes. Everyone is right. Everyone else is wrong. You'll learn that very much. Everything to do with an animal, regardless of species, tends to be an elitist. I'm doing it right, it has to be this way. Everyone else is doing it different, is wrong. I do minimalist rock work because I like to put the corals in there, and I like that open space, that open water space. So my tank is never going to look like a wall of rock. It's just not going to be what I do. So I usually like to do the 2 towers, because I do like a lot of the sand-dwelling corals. So you got to make sure you have the sand for them. And I like to get the corals that will actually branch out, branch up, and make those shelves so that I'm not using the rock to do it. Just because I want more things. I just want more things.
Absolutely.
So this is the bare bones. It's a basic tank. It's not a fancy tank. There's no sump for this one. We are going to get a hang-on-back skimmer for this, though in the past I have run tanks with no skimmer, and they were beautiful. It just kind of depends. So this water here is, we cheated, because I'm impatient. We don't have a lot of time. And we bought pre-mixed salt water. So when you're starting your saltwater fish tank, you're going to use RODI water, not your tap water, because of the elements that can be in there. So this is basically like bare bones, everything from scratch. It's almost sterile, and then it's going to grow. So the bacteria is going to kind of bloom and die, and that's going to be our cycle. And then you can add things slowly. And the beauty of salt water, because it is incredibly expensive to buy things, is you need to balance your ecosystem, so you only buy a few things at a time, and then add like little bits at a time. So you're never going to be like, I'm ready now, instant reef tank, because everything will die. So you stagger it, so it's actually really hard to keep track how much money you're spending, and it makes it really doable for a lot of people, because it's that 1 or 2 things per like week or 2 while your system adjusts. So hopefully this will be beautiful. It is going to take some time, but I know a lot of great places that have corals, some friends that have corals and stuff, so it's probably going to move quite quickly into hopefully a very beautiful tank. And I'm very excited to take you along with this journey, because this is very addictive. I'm obsessed. Probably not going to be the only saltwater tank in the house.
Nope. I don't suspect. And anyway, on that mark, I think that's a lovely way to end the intro and our little before video. And keep tuning in because we are going to continue on with saltwater. Not just with this, but like Jessica said, we are going to add her previous videos. We actually had a couple of really unique creatures since I've been with Jessica too. It was very short-lived projects, but really, really cool footage. And I can't wait to re-upload that so people can see and to leave links. So anyway, follow us for the saltwater journey and we'll talk to you later.